Hello, and welcome to this introduction on the MITRE ATT&CK framework. The MITRE ATT&CK framework is essentially a unified way that businesses and industries can talk about threat actor methodologies, their tactics, their techniques, how they operate in the same kind of language. MITRE ATT&CK operates off of two key concepts: tactics and techniques, and also sub-techniques. So tactics are high-level categories. There are 14 of them, and they are container, if you will, of all the techniques that go within them. And they answer the question, why? They are identified by TA IDs. And one example might be something like privilege escalation, initial access, or impact. And then techniques, there are 190 plus at the time of this recording, and 400 plus sub-techniques contained within them. And these all are linked to a tactic, and they are identified by TIDs, and they answer the question, how? So one basic example, let's say you have a tactic of privilege escalation, and then the technique might be something along the lines of a startup script that would execute and then give the attacker privilege escalation. All right, so digging more into this with a more concrete example here, we have some ransomware. On the left, we have an incident chain. Just walking through this step-by-step really quick here, we have a phish. So a user downloads some kind of phishing attachment. That phishing attachment turns out to be PowerShell that executes on some level. And then that PowerShell reaches out, downloads an executable, which turns out to be ransomware and encrypts the whole hard drive. How this might be documented and talked about will be different across different businesses, organizations, industries, etc. So MITRE, thinking about it through the attack framework lens, it helps have that unified speech to talk through different kinds of attacks and threats. So on the right here, we have a step-by-step walkthrough of MITRE versus the incident here. So we have TA001, which is initial access. That is the tactic. And then under that tactic, we have phishing, which is T1566, and .001 is the sub-technique, which is spear phishing attachment. There might also be like a spear phishing link or something along those lines, and that's how phishing can further be deconstructed into different kinds of techniques there. All right, going down another step, we have execution, which is TA002. And then digging more into that for the technique, we have T1059, which is command and scripting interpreter, and .001, which is the PowerShell sub-technique of the command and scripting interpreter technique. All right, and looking down one more step, we have impact, which is TA0040, and then T1486, which is data encrypted for impact. All right, and now that we have this example fleshed out here, you might be asking yourself, why is this really necessary? Okay, so first off, it helps different security products, companies, and departments all speak the same language. It also helps show detection coverage. So if you link your detections to MITRE, you can help show where you might have gaps in your detection coverage or what tactics you need to focus in on. For example, if all your detections are centered around initial access and none of them are around impact, that might be a problem. And that might help show some prioritization that needs to happen for the impact tactic. All right, some additional resources I did want to shout out here. There is MITRE MAD, which is the MITRE Attack Defender subscription. I believe it should be around $400 or $500 at this point per year. It is a MITRE-led initiative where you can sign up. They have MITRE attack-centric learning modules and certifications based on different kinds of knowledge domains that you can utilize with the MITRE ATT&CK framework. And then there's also the Center for Threat-Informed Defense. They have a lot of different initiatives that help link MITRE to different kinds of security needs across different organizations and technologies. And then we have the Lockheed Cyber Kill Chain. This is a less nuanced way to talk about threats. It is a 7-step process by which you can talk about a threat attack, but MITRE is definitely the more nuanced and widely used framework. All right, next up, we're going to go into the MITRE demo. I appreciate everyone sticking with me. I'll see you in the next video.